Today I will show you how to make a space background in Spline in two different methods. One is going to be with static stars and the other one is a blinking sky night. This is a good thing to add to your scenes when you don't have much going on in the background, and it adds a little bit of depth to your compositions. To create our space background, we have to add a sphere. Holding down Shift, drag the mouse, that will make it a perfect circle. We don't need our star to be that big, so let's set it to 15 pixels. And this is gonna be your star elements. So we have to add a bunch more of them, right? The easiest way of doing that is enabling the cloner. With the cloner enabled, we change the type to a grid and play around with the values. So I don't want that many stars, but maybe, I don't know, 50 on the x-axis and same for the y-axis. And for the z-axis, I just want one. It's going to be a flat composition, what I need, because it's going to be on the background, right? So choose one. Let's change the background of our scene to black, and let's make our star white. So let's change the color to complete white. Now, to make this feel more realistic, we have to increase the size of our grid. Something like that, so maybe 83, I don't know, 183. Boom. And for the y-axis, the same, 185. Nice. Now, if you go out at night, the sky looks like this. Get back inside because something weird is going on. Let's make this more random. And to do it, we just enable the randomness. Here, you can do whatever you want, and it's gonna work. You just increase the position on the x-axis, increase the values for the y-axis, and that will move everything around. And rotation and scale is not gonna do anything for us because we're working with a sphere, so it's not gonna change much. The seed is gonna change the entire composition, so it's gonna randomize everything, and the movement kind of the same. So play around with them until you have something that you like. I wanna keep increasing the randomness for the x and y axis. You can increase it for the z-axis too. That will make it so some of the stars look a little bit smaller because they are further behind. The more you increase, the better it will look. So play around with this. And our stars now look a little bit tight together, so I want to change it again by increasing the size of our grid. That will help with the building of density of the sky. Let's keep playing with the values, and sometimes I feel like if you change to simplex, it looks better. So play around with that as well and choose the one that you like the most. Now, this looks good by itself, but the sky usually has big stars and small stars. It's not like every star is the same. So to create that effect, the quickest way of doing it is by duplicating the existing sphere and just resizing it. So let's make it like a 8 pixel sphere. And now go back again to our randomness for this new sphere and change the seed. That will change the positioning of the small stars and make it feel more distributed. And that's it. That's what you could do to create like a star background. The good thing about this is that we are using the clone function, and we just have two spheres. So this is optimized according to Spline. Now there is a better way of doing it, in my opinion, because it gives you like a blinking effect. And the way of achieving that effect, and it's even more optimized, I believe, is using the particle emitter. This is a fairly new element that Spline has added. So when you add the particle emitter to the scene, it's gonna look like this, complete shit. So we need to change some things to make it look good. The first thing I want to do is set up the size of the emitter. So let's make it 1920 by 1080. So we increase the size, and we want to rotate it to 90 degrees. That way we have it facing our camera. Now let's change the shape of the particles. We want it to be a perfect circle, and the default library for Spline already has a perfect circle, so let's use this. Let's change the color of our stars, so let's set color A to white, color B, let's make it like a more yellowish white, something like that, and make the coloring random. That way different particles will have different colors. These stars are too big for me, so let's make it like 10 pixels. Much better. Now, as you can see, the elements want to go up as they appear on the screen, and that is because of gravity. You can increase or lower the gravity of the particles, and that will make them move in different directions. So the more gravity, they will want to go up. Let's make it 0. That way they should stay in place. Now, to slow things down, we can increase the lifetime of each particle to maybe like 5 seconds. That way they will stay longer on screen and they don't blink that much. And you can change the amount of particles that show up every time by controlling the birth rate. So let's make it 100 instead of 50. So let's double it. Now, they show up out of nowhere, right? It's like they show up on screen right away. To change that, we need to change the alpha fade to linear fade in, and that will make it more subtle. And that's it. You can lower the speed of the particles if you want. That will make them feel more static, because right now, as you can see, it's like they have like a little movement, but if you set it to 1, it's gonna be on the spot and they won't change. And that's how you make a blinking skylight on Spline. This also has the benefit of being super lightweight. It's just an element and it's creating a bunch of particles in your scene, but it's optimized. And that's it. That's the blinking skylight. As you can see, it's super easy to make it, and both are really optimized, so it's not gonna mess up with your scene. In the description of the video, I will leave a link to the Spline community files, so you can duplicate them and work from there, or just duplicate and copy into your work in progress. That's it. See you in the next one.